Buckingham Palace makes a key decision that reignites doubts about Sarah Ferguson. Welcome back to Crown Chronicles, your trusted royal destination, where secrets unfold, truths are revealed, and the untold stories of the British monarchy come to life. If you haven't already, make sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell, because here, we don't just report the royal headlines, we take you behind the velvet curtains of Buckingham Palace to uncover what's really going on. And tonight's story is one that's causing quite a stir across the royal landscape. Buckingham Palace has just made a key decision, one that insiders say could change everything for Sarah Ferguson. The Duchess of York, and it's reigniting doubts about her place within the royal family once again. For decades, Sarah Ferguson, affectionately known as Fergie, has lived in a strange space between royal acceptance and royal exile. Once the beloved, fiery redhead who brought laughter and energy to the monarchy, she has also been the cause of some of its biggest scandals. And while she's managed to inch her way back into the royal circle over the years, this latest palace decision has people wondering, is Sarah Ferguson's royal redemption story falling apart again? Sources close to the palace reveal that the decision in question concerns her continued residence at Royal Lodge, the sprawling mansion she still shares with her ex-husband, Prince Andrew, on the Windsor estate. Despite their divorce in 1996, the two have remained remarkably close, living together, vacationing together, even supporting each other through public scandal. For years, their unusual arrangement has been both fascinating and confusing to royal watchers, a mix of loyalty, love, and lingering controversy. But according to insiders, the palace has recently refused to grant Fergie any official royal funding or resident security privileges, a quiet but significant move that's sparking whispers of renewed tension behind the scenes. The decision comes at a time when Andrew himself remains under immense scrutiny following years of scandal and public backlash, and it seems the palace is being extremely cautious about who gets included under its official umbrella. In simpler terms, Fergie is being kept at arm's length again. Royal commentators say the move is telling. After all, Sarah has been carefully rebuilding her image in recent years. She's published children's books, launched charity projects, spoken about mental health, and even earned a wave of public sympathy for her strength following a recent health scare. When she appeared at events for the late Queen Elizabeth II's funeral and later at gatherings during King Charles's early reign, many saw it as a sign that she was finally being accepted back into the royal fold. But this new decision paints a different picture. It's a message, one insider told Crown Chronicles. The palace wants distance, not drama. And unfortunately, wherever Sarah goes, drama seems to follow. The palace, of course, has remained silent on the matter, but royal watchers say the writing is on the wall. The royal household has been tightening operations under King Charles III, who's focused on slimming down the monarchy, cutting costs, and redefining its image for the modern age. In that vision, there's little room for controversy, and Sarah Ferguson, for all her charm and charisma, remains a lightning rod for it. Those close to her say she's deeply hurt by the move. Sarah thought she was being brought back into the family's good graces, said one friend. She believed her years of loyalty and quiet support, especially to Andrew and the late Queen, would finally pay off. But this feels like a cold shoulder all over again. It's not the first time she's faced rejection from the institution she once proudly represented. Ever since her explosive fall from grace in the early 1990s, following her highly publicized divorce, her financial troubles, and the infamous scandal that saw her splashed across tabloids, Fergie has been a complicated figure in royal life. She's adored by many, ridiculed by others, and constantly underestimated by those in the palace corridors. Even as she's worked tirelessly to reinvent herself, she's struggled to shake off the shadow of her past. The 2010 Cash for Access sting, where she was caught allegedly offering to sell introductions to Prince Andrew for money, remains a stain on her record. And though she's been publicly forgiven, these old wounds never truly heal in the royal world, where memory is long, and image is everything. Still, Sarah's defenders argue that she's been treated unfairly compared to others. She's made mistakes, yes, said a former palace aide, but she's also shown immense loyalty. She never attacked the family, she never tried to monetize royal secrets, and she's been there for Andrew through everything. That has to count for something. And indeed, it might. Despite the palace's cold decision, Sarah has refused to fade into the background. Instead, she's leaning into her new identity, one that doesn't depend on royal approval. Her recent ventures, including her successful book releases and podcast appearances, have given her a new platform and a voice that resonates with people who see her as a survivor, not a scandal, but even as she reinvents herself, the royal machine keeps moving without her. Insiders say that the palace's decision to limit her formal inclusion is part of a larger strategy, one aimed at protecting the monarchy's image from any potential fallout tied to Andrew. And with the King and Prince William now overseeing key decisions about who's in and who's out, Sarah's royal proximity could be shrinking by the day. This has led many to wonder, could this be the final curtain call for Fergie's royal connection? Or is this just another temporary setback in her lifelong pattern of falling and rising again? Because if history has shown us anything, it's that Sarah Ferguson doesn't give up easily. For decades, she's been knocked down, mocked by the press, and frozen out by the establishment, yet she always finds her way back. Her resilience, her humor, and her undeniable warmth have made her one of the most relatable figures to ever come out of the British royal family. She's flawed, yes, but in her imperfection, she's human. And that's precisely why the public can't look away. Still, this latest move from Buckingham Palace suggests that the royal family may finally be drawing a line in the sand. King Charles's vision for a streamlined monarchy means fewer hangers-on, fewer distractions, and a stronger focus on duty and service. And for someone like Sarah, who's always danced to her own tune, that could mean an uncomfortable new reality, but perhaps this isn't the end of her royal story, just another chapter in it. With Fergie, nothing is ever truly over. Whether the palace likes it or not, she remains deeply tied to the royal narrative, through her daughters, Princess Beatrice and Princess Eugenie, who have become respected public figures in their own right. And as long as they're part of the royal future, Sarah Ferguson will always have a foot inside the palace door. So, as Buckingham Palace makes its quiet but decisive move, the world is left wondering, is this about protecting the crown, or protecting the crown from her? One thing's for certain, Sarah Ferguson's story isn't done yet. Thank you for watching Crown Chronicles. If you enjoyed this deep dive into the latest royal drama, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this video. Because here at Crown Chronicles, the crowns may shine, but it's the cracks that tell the real story.